Good morning. Welcome to Mindset Monday. So have you ever been in a situation at work or at home? You're like, gosh, it's so chaotic right now. I can't think straight. I'm so stressed out. I'm just this and that. And all you're focusing on is everything that's wrong. Well, when you're in that situation, meditation probably isn't going to help today. But if you meditate regularly, you can get to the point where you can separate what is important, what is not. But Jason, I've tried meditation before. We all have. However, we think that meditation is to clear our mind. And so we see all these thoughts that we wouldn't repeat to our best friend or our husband or wife. All these thoughts, and we're like, oh my God, I can't do this. It's not that you're doing it wrong. You just have not so good expectations. So eventually you will get to the point where you have less thoughts and you know what to do with them. That sounds a little strange, but think of a fish tank and the fish are just swimming around and you're just observing them. Why do you fixate on this fish? Why do you fixate on that fish? And there's 30 other fish doing their thing. So allow your thoughts to do their thing. And then if one catches your eye because it's either negative and you're like, why do I even think that? Or it's positive and, oh, I want to build upon that. Like cherry pick. And eventually, so when you start focusing on this, just like in life, when you focus on one thing, all of your other troubles go away. And so as you learn to focus on the task at hand, that thought, the better things will get. Jason, I don't have time. You have to make time. Either less TV time at night so you can get up earlier in the morning, tell everybody you have to go to work early, and then you sit in the car like somebody's doing right now. I don't know what it is, but you can do it. My advice is if you can get up before everybody else, because at first thing in the morning, your brain is in an alpha wave state. Like when you take your shower and you have those shower thoughts, maybe you can go get up a little early and just sit in the bathroom with the lights on or the lights off and just sit and have your thoughts and then take your shower. And your mind's in alpha state. It's in its most creative state of that day. That's why, and that's you're like, oh, I'm singing, I'm doing this. You don't have the guard. Your filters are down. You're not protecting yourself. You're sheltered. And it's not the shower curtain. It's that point of the day when your armor, you haven't put on all that armor. It says, oh, I'm a tough guy, or I'm a this or that, or whatever. So meditation will help you also get to that, to where you know when to lower your armor, when to raise your armor, and when to just let shit go. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to cuss. That one, you got to let it go. I mean, there's just some things that aren't worth your time. And learning to say no to certain thoughts is more powerful for a lot of us than saying yes to the right thoughts. The more thoughts you say no to, more open your schedule becomes to the things that are right. You're right for opportunity. You're right to capture something that's maybe been holding you back. You know, if you're a lifeguard and you look at every person as drowning and you try to save everybody, you try to grab onto everything, like trying to catch a fish and it just keeps slipping out, you're going to lose sight of the person who actually needs you. So instead of looking down at your thoughts, okay, who needs me? Realize that those thoughts need your attention to give them validity. Don't know if that makes sense. It's like if somebody's going down the street and they're yelling and chanting and you tell them to shut up and they come and get in your face, if you had just let that pass, nothing would have happened. So allowing some things to happen, surrendering to the thoughts that really don't mean anything, and focusing on the ones that deserve your attention, that are worthy of your attention. If you've ever gone out to a lake next to a dock and all the carp and all the undesirable fish come up and you're feeding them, all the ones but the fish you really want are down deep. So don't pay attention to the carp. Focus on the fish you want, not the fish that are here. These are not the droids you seek. So that's part of it. The monkey mind will jump all over and you're going to think you're doing something wrong, and you're not. And most of those thoughts are there to protect you. They've maybe served you in the past. Oh, you can't do that. If you fail, they'll laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. And just all this crap in your head that isn't true. I mean, and if you laugh at me for all the failures I've had in my life, I don't care, because I'm keeping on going. And I'm not sitting at home just watching the TV. I'm trying to do something. So I want you to have that spirit and focusing on your thoughts that are yours, things that you want to have and you want to take ownership of. You can do that, but you've got to learn to say no to the carp and say yes to the trout and to the bass. So that's what I want to go over. Meditation isn't about getting better at meditation. Meditation is about getting better at life. There are many kinds of meditation. A lot of people will think of a mantra. The Beatles kind of were the first intro in the U.S. Or Western culture, I should say, to transcendental meditation. That uses a mantra that is assigned to you, and you use that mantra to go deep within your mind. I haven't tried that. There are classes all over. They do charge. They're very protective of their proprietary information. And about the cheapest you can get that class is $500. Now, some of you have spent more than that on alcohol in a month, tattoos. We could go on, kids. Come on. What is going to benefit you more? That's up to you. What I practice currently is mindfulness. So it starts with the breath that kind of helps get you centered, and then you just allow those thoughts to happen. And again, it's best to do this in the morning, best to do it in private, but eventually you'll get to the point where you can just do this while you're in the airplane, while you're on a bus, while you're the passenger in a car, at a restaurant, in line, whatever. You can get connected to your present self. You can get, if you're feeling anxious, like, okay, what is going on? What outcome was I seeking? What was I seeking that I'm not receiving? There, are many things that could happen there. So that's the kind of meditation I take. Excuse me for just a second. Okay. One thing with meditation is initially it might bring up some thoughts, and you're allowing things to come to the surface that you maybe had forgotten about, pushed down deeply. And you might get emotional. And if you're going into a workplace, you might just let people know, hey, kind of not in a very good mood right now. I'm approachable, or whatever lingo you feel comfortable with. But be mindful of that it might, no pun intended, it might bring up some things for you. But those are probably the things that you need to work on. Or they're things that you want to work on. They're things that you maybe used to do, say when you were a kid, but you were told, stop doing that, stop doing that. You're never going to be a good adult if you keep doing that. And like I've said in another video, what if the things that people said you were doing wrong or that you shouldn't be doing are the things that you should be doing? A lot of what we're taught is counter to what we should do, counterintuitive. And we in the West, in the Western hemisphere, we like to think go, 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 go. And where has that gotten us? With obesity, with stress, with all the medications that people take, and the opioid epidemic, yada, yada, yada. So mindfulness might help you escape that. It might also make you see, like, you know what, this workplace is toxic. After I've been meditating for a while, I go out on my break and all these people are just so negative. They're complaining about this person. They're complaining about that person. I didn't realize how much gossip there was here, and I don't like it. So you might start losing some friends. You might, those changes in you also might push people away. I know that when I stopped drinking the first time, about 20 years ago, if I went and talked to somebody at a bar, they were like, oh, I didn't think you'd come in. I'm like, why? Oh, because you don't drink. It's like, it's not like I'm a Puritan or, like I'm talking about bringing back prohibition. It's just a choice for me. So sometimes when you make yourself better and whole, people look at it as a referendum on them, kind of like presidential elections and stuff like that. And so you've got to let people know that it's okay. Or you've got to say, you know what, I'm not into that anymore. I'm going to go for a walk instead of doing this. But don't let it, they maybe weren't the best friends for you anyway. If they were dragging you down, if they were like a bucket of crabs, you try to escape and they drag you down. And it's not even that they don't want you to get out. It's like, oh, take me with you. Well, then let's go on a walk then, instead of, totally disengaging from your friends. So those are a few things, a few pitfalls about it. I'm going to check my notes real quick before I go. Hang on one more second. That was it for today. Just know to stick with the journey. It's going to bring up stuff internally and externally, and allow those things to happen. Be prepared for those things mentally. I highly recommend, Sam Harris has an app called Waking Up. It's free for a little while. There are tons of things on YouTube for meditating, but it has huge benefits, and it takes a while, but your life will get better, and you'll start to see things, and you'll start to notice patterns of thought like, oh my God, I can't believe I thought like this. And it will possibly bring out a reactive nature in you. And then you can use mindset in the future to take that negative thought, turn it around, make it empowering, and then use that to visualize in your mind how you want things to be. So the more clutter and garbage you get out, the more freedom you have within your mind to choose what you want in your life and how you will move things forward. So moving forward with this show, I'm moving to Montana on Wednesday of next week. Today's the 26th. Pamela and I are driving to Montana. I'm going to shoot another video and put those up, and then Friday's video, Financial Friday, will be shot in Billings. And I decided I'm not going to do Behind the Wheel as the title because it gets really hot in the car right now. I've had the benefit of the winter, but I won't have that benefit. So at the end, I've been saying be your own hero, and that is what I'm going to call it, because being your own hero allows you to be someone else's hero. And through my journey of self-discovery, I'm hoping that I can make your journey of self-discovery a little bit better. So thank you, and be your own hero.